Hello there, Jonathan here, and welcome to Learn to Playthrough. Today we're going to be unboxing, or should I say unprinting, Zombie in My Pocket. Zombie in My Pocket is designed by Jeremiah Lee and graphic design by Kwanchai Moriya. Zombie in My Pocket is a free print and play game that you can download, and I'll go ahead and put the information down in the show notes where you can find this version, as there are multiple versions. This version is a 4-page document. Page 1, we have the instructions on how to assemble the rulebook. Page 2 is the rulebook. Page 3 are the developmental cards. And page 4 are the 2 sets of tiles, one for the indoors and one for the outdoors. So why don't you go ahead and come on around me and we'll go ahead and assemble Zombie in My Pocket. Hello there, Jonathan here, and welcome back as we continue with the assembly of Zombie in My Pocket. As I said, Zombie in My Pocket is a free print and play solitaire game, and you can find the information down in the show notes where to find this version. I'm also part of a Facebook group called Print and Play Gaming, which was created by Arthur G. Clarke. I'll go ahead and put the information down in the show notes where you can find its location. The group has a lot of people in there with a lot of ideas and helpful hints from games that they've created and other games out there, especially how to make a better print and play game instead of just printing it off on your printer. So we got ourselves the rule book here that we're going to go ahead and just put off here for a second. We're going to go ahead and deal with the development cards and the 2 sets of tiles here for the indoor and outdoor in the backyard. So through the magic of speed cutting, let's go ahead and get these cards cut out. And there you go. Alright, so we got our indoor, outdoor, and our development cards all cut out. So let's go ahead and assemble the rule book. Like I said, we got instructions here showing how to assemble the rule book. Now we got an issue here with, we got to cut the middle dotted lines here, and then we got some funky folding going on here. So let's go ahead and get this rule book cut out. And there we go. So first thing we got to do is fold the rule book in half. And then in the middle it's got those dotted lines. Go ahead and give that a cut. Alright. Then we go ahead and we take the outer column here and fold that into the middle. And do it to the other side. Alright, go and fold it open, and then we have to fold it lengthways on the solid line in the middle. And then we just take the front cover like that, fold it all the way over, and then go ahead and give it a fold in the middle. And you might have some extra stuff hanging off here, so you can go ahead and cut that off or just leave it be. So we got ourselves page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we got 8 pages here. So there we go. We got all Zombie in My Pocket all cut out and ready to go. So let's go ahead and learn to play through Zombie in My Pocket. Hello there! So now that everything is cut out, the first thing we're going to do is the setup. In the rulebook, on page 2 and 3, is the section Setup. There are 5 steps involved in the setup. So step 1, and we're going to go ahead and place the foyer tile. Place that out front, and then we're going to go and take the patio tile and we'll go and place that off to the side. Step 2, we're going to go and shuffle the outdoor and indoor tiles into separate face down stacks. So we'll go and take our outdoor tiles, go and flip them over, give them a little shuffle. Place them right there, and we'll take our indoor tiles and we'll flip them over and we'll give them a little shuffle. Okay, and we'll place them right there. Step 3, we're going to go ahead and shuffle the development cards, also known as dev cards. So I might interchange the names throughout the playthrough. We'll go and take these cards, flip them over, give them a little shuffle. And then we're going to go and take the top 2 cards and just put them over here on the discard pile, and the rest of the pile we'll put right there. Step 4, you're going to need yourself an extra piece of paper, and on the paper you're going to go ahead and write attack and health. And then to start out, we're going to go ahead and put a number 1 for the attack, and for the health we're going to go ahead and put a number 6. So the attack, the number 1, it represents that you're attacking with your hands, and the health, number 6, is your starting health. So we'll go ahead and put what we're attacking with, our hands, and that's ready to go. And finally on the setup, step 5, we're going to go ahead and put our starting time, which is 9 p.m. So down below we go ahead and put 9 p.m. and there we have it. So there, setup is complete, and now we move on to the introduction. Here's the introduction, which can be found in the rulebook at the beginning of page 2. The dead walk the earth. You must search the house for the evil temple and find the zombie totem. Then take the totem outside and bury it in the graveyard, all before the clock strikes midnight. So, with the introduction complete, let's go ahead and learn to play through Zombie in My Pocket. So now you know where to go, what to get, what to do, and by when. So let's go ahead and find that zombie totem and win against those zombies. But the question is, how do we win against those zombies? The information for losing or winning the game you can find in the rulebook on page 8. In the section, Losing the Game, you can lose the game by being eaten alive by zombies, losing your last health to an event, or time running out in the 11 p.m. hour. You need to draw a dev card and there are none left. In the section Winning the Game, you win the game by being alive after burying the zombie totem in the graveyard. All zombies collapse and you've won. Well, okay, now that you know what to do, let's go ahead and begin this playthrough. And just like with all our Learn to Playthrough games here, this is the first game we're doing, so this is the learn phase, where we're going to go ahead and take it nice and easy so you can learn the rules and the components, so that when you go ahead and play the game, you'll know exactly what you have to do. So, we're at the house. Let's go ahead and enter into the foyer. So we got our foyer here, and it has 3 walls and an exit. That right there. In the rule book on page 3 is the section Indoor Turn Sequence, and this section has 4 steps. Step 1. Choose an exit door into a new room or a room already visited. So this room only has 1 exit, so we're going to come right over here, which is step 2. If a new room, draw and place an indoor tile. Now 1 door on the new tile here has got to match the exit there. We got ourselves the storage room. So this one's got 3 walls and 1 entrance. We'll go ahead and place that entrance right next to the exit. Step 3. Draw a development card, even if revisiting a room. So this is a new room, so we're going to draw a dev card. Now remember, development or dev card, they mean the same thing. I'm just going to probably switching off on the name. And if there are no cards left in the dev stack here, then we're going to have to see the section called Time Passes, which is in the rulebook on page 5. But we'll go ahead and we'll get to that when we run out of cards. So we're going to have to go ahead and draw a dev card and see what we got here. So it is the 9 p.m. hour, and as you see at 9 p.m. it has 4 zombies. Now on the dev card there are 3 different areas. There's the 9 p.m., 10 p.m., and 11 p.m. and each time frame there has different items in there. At the 9 p.m. hour we have 4 zombies. Now when you come across zombies, you got to go into the combat mode. At 10 p.m. it says, you sense your impending doom, -1 health. Now that's called an event where it'll either add or subtract health, if any, but in this case we're subtracting health, and sometimes they don't even have adding or subtracting health. The 11 p.m. hour has got the word item there. Now if you have that one, you can go ahead and draw the next dev card, and in the bottom right hand corner that will be the item that you found. So it's not the item that's on the card that has the item word, but it's on the next card. So in our case here it's 9 p.m. so we have 4 zombies to battle. In the rulebook on page 5 is the section Combat. Now on page 6 also there is a calculation that is used for the fighting of zombies. What we do is we go ahead and we take the number of zombies, which is 4, and then we're going to go ahead and subtract our attack number, which is 1. So 4 minus 1 is 3, and that is the amount of damage that we're going to receive. So we got ourselves a health of 6, so 6 minus 3 is 3. So there we go. Now we got a health of 3. So that completes step 3, and now we go down to step 4. Step 4 is follow instructions, if any, on the tile after the dev card has been resolved. Now there is text on the tile, and you'll notice here that for the storage room it says, may draw a new card to find an item. And the storage room is what's called a special room. So in the rule book on page 4 there's a section called Special Rooms, and they're the rooms that have the text on it. In the house, on the indoor tiles, you're going to find the Evil Temple, the kitchen, and the storage room. And then outdoors, you're going to find the garden and the graveyard. So those are the special rooms. So just go ahead and follow whatever text is on the tile there at step 4 during your turn sequence, and that'll be done. So now what's kind of weird is that we're in this room and we're surrounded by all walls except for the entrance and exit into each room. Now, before something happens here, we're going to go ahead and decide to draw a card to get that item. So we go ahead and we draw our next dev card, and it shows in the bottom right hand corner oil. Okay, so we go ahead and we find some oil and we go ahead and put it on our attack area. So now we can go ahead and either attack with our hands or oil. So now what happens is that we're trying to get out of this room, but we can't. And because of that, there's a special occurrence that happens, and it's called zombie doors. So whenever there's no exits or all of the exits have been explored, zombie doors are going to occur. So in the rulebook on page 8 in the section zombie doors, this is what happens, is that 3 zombies are going to bash through one of these walls on the tile that you're in, and you can designate which wall you want it to happen at. And we're going to go ahead and break through this wall right here. So 3 zombies break in, and now we go into combat mode. So on page 5 and 6 in the rulebook, we go into the special equation there, and the calculation says the number of zombies, which is 3, and then we go ahead and we subtract what we're attacking with, which is our hands, which is 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. So we got 2 damage, and our health is 3. So now 3 minus 2 is going to be 1. So now our health is 1, and we're not looking good. No, we're not. So now that concludes that turn. All the zombies have been killed, and now we go back to the beginning of the turn. And step 1, choose an exit door into a new room or room already visited. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to exit here into this new room. So step 2, if a new room, which it is, we're going to draw and place an indoor tile. And remember, one door on the new tile must match the exit. So we got ourselves the dining room. So the dining room's got 4 exits, 1 on each wall. And on the exit on top, it's got that white arrow. So the white arrow represents that this is the way to exit the house into the backyard. So when you search the whole house, you have to get back to this dining room in order to exit the house. So we're going to place it right there. And now that we came into the dining room, we go to step 3, where we draw a development card. And it is the 9 p.m. hour, and at 9 p.m., candy bar in your pocket, plus 1 health. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and find our health, which is 1. We eat that candy bar, nom 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 nom, tastes pretty good, goes up 1, and now our health is 2. Okay. So that would normally conclude that room, but we go to step 4 first and follow any instructions, if any, on the tile, and there are none. So we are at health 2 and we're not feeling too good, so we're going to go ahead and do one of the actions in here called cowering. It's in the rule book on page 6, and in the section cowering says that after completion of a turn sequence in a tile, you may curl up in a corner and hide and regain 3 health points. So we have health of 2, and then 2 plus 3 is going to be 5. So there we go, we got a health of 5 now. Then it goes on to say, but you end up losing time. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to discard the top dev card, and you're not going to even resolve it, you just go ahead and discard it. So that takes care of that room. We go to our next turn sequence. Step 1, choose an exit door into a new room or a room already visited. So we're in the dining room and we're going to go down. So we go to step 2. If a new room, which it is, we're going to draw and place an indoor tile. And remember, the entrance to this tile has got to go to the exit. And we got the kitchen. So the kitchen has 3 exits, and it also has some text in the middle there, so it is a special room. And we're going to go ahead and place it like this. Now, taking a look at the placement of this, I did place the entrance to the exit of the dining room, but you can notice that there is an exit over here on the right side bumping into the wall of the foyer. Now that's okay because the entrance exit has got to match up, but any other rooms can bump into walls. Now this one, it could be representation that it's a closet or a pantry or some kind of storage room or whatever, but that one's okay. So now what we do is we go ahead and we enter into there. And step 3, we draw a development card. So our development card says at the 9 p.m. hour, we have an item. So we have oil in our hands, so we're going to go ahead and search for this item and see what we got. So in the rule book on page 6 and 7, it talks about the items. Now it says that, remember, you draw the next dev card, and we draw the dev card, and on the bottom right is a machete. So that's what we're going to get by searching in the kitchen. So now what we do is we go ahead and we take our attack 1, and we're going to add 2 to that because the machete gives you +2 to your attack, so that'll be a 3, and then we'll get rid of the hands and put a machete there. Alright, so there we go. We're now attacking with a 3 with a machete. Okay, so some of the other items, there's a total of 9 items that you can get. And some of the other items are oil, gasoline, board with nails, can of soda, grizzly femur, a golf club, a candle, chainsaw, and a machete. Now, some of these items will increase your attack score, some of these items will increase your health, and some of these items are actually used with other weapons to be able to attack with. So we end up now on step 4. Follow instructions, if any, on the tile after the dev card has been resolved. And because it's a kitchen and it's a special room, you get +1 health if you end here. So we are ending our turn here, so we end up getting +1 health. Our health is a 5, so we're going to go ahead and bump it up to a 6. And there we go. Now our health is a 6. So we go back to the top of the turn order here, and step 1, choose an exit door into a new room or a room already visited. So from the kitchen, we're just going to go over to a new room here, and that's step 2. If a new room, draw and place an indoor tile, and remember, your entrance got to match the exit. So we got ourselves a bathroom. So the bathroom's got 3 walls and an entrance, kind of just like the storage in the foyer. So we're going to go ahead and just place that right there. Now we go to step 3, where we're going to draw a dev card. and it is the 9 p.m. hour, and 9 p.m. says slip on nasty goo, -1 health. Alright, nasty goo in the bathroom. So -1 health, we are at a 6, and we'll be dropping down to a 5. So there we are, we're at a 5. Alright, now we go to step 4, which is follow instructions if any on the tile, and there are no instructions on there. Now, the bathroom, as you can see, has got those walls just like the storage in the foyer does, and in the storage room, remember we had those zombie doors, and the zombies attacked through the wall. But remember what I said that if also all exits have been explored without finding any rooms. Now, you go backwards from the bathroom to the dining room, and the dining room has an exit and it has another exit. So because there's exits up here, zombie doors will not occur in this bathroom like they did over here in the storage. Okay, so we go ahead and we go back up to the beginning of the indoor turn sequence, and step 1, we're going to go ahead and choose an exit door into a new room or a room already visited. Well, we got to exit out of here, so we're going into a room already visited, which is the kitchen. So step 2, if a new room, draw and place an indoor tile. Well, it's not a new room, so we don't have to do that. Step 3, draw a dev card. Alright, well, the dev card stack is empty, so we have to go ahead and take all the dev cards that we used, plus the 2 that we discarded, flip them over, and go ahead and give them a shuffle. Now remember, I said that if the dev stack empties out, that we have to go and look at the section Time Passes in the rule book on page 5. We'll go ahead and we'll discard 2 cards, place that there, and Time Passes pretty much says that starting at 9 p.m., but once you have to put a new stack here, the hour, which in the bottom left is 9 p.m., is going to advance now to 10 p.m. Okay, so now it's 10 p.m. It's getting closer to midnight. Gotta hurry. Go, 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 go. So we went ahead, we advanced the time, we reshuffled them, we discarded 2 cards, and now we have to go ahead and draw the card because we're entering into the kitchen. And it is the 10 p.m. hour, remember. So now we have a 10 p.m. It says, you hear terrible screams. Ah! So that's that one. No problem on that, because now we go to step 4, following any instructions, and there are none except for the +1 health if you end your turn here. So now we get to add +1 health, where our health is 5. It's now going to go up to 6. So there's our health. We're now at 6. And now we go back to the beginning of the turn. And step 1, choose an exit door into a new room or a room already visited. So now we're going to go ahead up to the dining room. And step 2 says, in a new room, draw and place an indoor tile. Well, it's not a new room, so we disregard step 2. And then step 3 is, draw the development card. And it says, even if revisiting a room. So we're revisiting the dining room, so we're going to draw a development card. And remember, it is the 10 p.m. hour. So we draw that, and it says 10 p.m. You sense your impending doom. -1 health. Okay, so our health is at a 6. -1 is going to drop it down to a 5. And there we are at a 5. Now, I'm feeling kind of iffy here, not knowing and such. So, you know what? Well, first of all, step 4 says following instructions, if any, on the tile after the dev card has been resolved. There is no instructions on there. So we're going to go ahead and do, in the rule book on page 6, the cowering again. So after the turn sequence is done, which it is, we're going to go ahead and curl up in the corner, and we're going to go ahead and regain 3 health points. So our health, which is a 5, is now going to go up to 8. So there's our health. We're now at an 8. And remember, because we cowered, we're going to go ahead and discard one of our dev cards. And oh, that's pretty good because 10 p.m. had 4 zombies attacking us. Alright, so now where to go, where to go, where to go? Well, we haven't found the evil temple yet, so we got to keep searching, so we can't exit yet because it'd be senseless. So we're going to go ahead and go step 1, choose an exit door into a new room or room already visited. So we'll go there. And then step 2, if a new room, draw and place an indoor tile. So we get a new tile and, ooh, evil temple. Ooh. All right, now make sure that one of the entrances is on the exit to the dining room. So we're going to go ahead and put that right like that. And then we're going to go ahead and step 3, draw a dev card. So we go ahead and draw a dev card, and remember it is the 10 p.m. hour, and we got ourselves 4 zombies. So page 5 in the section combat, we're going through the calculation of the number of zombies, which is 4, and now we subtract our attack score, which is now a 3. So 4 minus 3 is 1, so we take 1 off of our health. 8 minus 1 is 7, so now we have a health of 7. There you go. Alright, now we go to step 4. Follow instructions, if any, on the tile after the dev card has been resolved. And in the evil temple, it says, resolve a new card to find totem. So this is where the zombie totem is at. So we have to go ahead and resolve another dev card. It is the 10 p.m. hour. 10 p.m. says, a bat poops in your eye. -1 health. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. So our health goes from a 7, and now it's going to drop down to a 6. There you go, it's at a 6 now. But because we resolved that second development card, we now have the zombie totem. Now what we have to do is we have to get out of this house. So we have to go back to the dining room and exit the house. So we go ahead back to the beginning of the turn sequence. Step 1, choose an exit door into a new room or room already visited. So we'll go from the evil temple into the dining room. Step 2, if a new room, which it is not, so we'll skip step 2. And then step 3, draw a dev card, even if revisiting a room, and that's what we're doing. It is the 10 p.m. hour, and the 10 p.m. says item. So questionable is, do we want an item or not? Because we have a machete, which does 3 attack, and we have some oil, which can help us escape from zombies. Now, the only thing that's better than a machete is a chainsaw, and that will give you an attack of 4. But if we go and try and get an item, then we're going to waste one of our dev cards, and we only have 1 dev card here left. Now, remember, your development cards, you get a total of 9 of them, but you have to discard 2 of them every turn. So that means there's only 7 of them in the stack. And there's a total of 8 tiles for the indoor and 8 tiles for the outdoors. So you don't know if you're going to be able to get to the zombie totem to the graveyard in time, because when you get to the graveyard, you still got to bury it. So we're going to go ahead and skip the item, and instead we're at the dining room, and now we're going to exit the house to the outdoors. So we are at the dining room looking outside to the outside. We've made it all the way through the house, found the evil temple, got the zombie totem, and we're ready to go outside to bury it. So let's go ahead and exit the house. Now in the rulebook on page 5, there's the section Outdoor Turn Sequence. Now turn progresses the same way it does from the inside to the outside. Now instead of choosing an exit door, you're going to choose an open grassy edge. Now instead of having walls, you're going to have hedges that you cannot pass. So one grassy edge on the new outside tile must match your exit edge. Okay, so step 1, choose an exit door into a new room or a room already visited. So we're going in a new room, we're exiting the dining room, exiting the house to the outdoors, and we go to the patio. So here's the patio, and you can see on the top there's the entrance, and there's the white arrow that matches up with the dining room's white arrow. Place that there. So step 2, if a new room, we draw and place an indoor tile. One door on the new tile must match the exit door, which it does. White arrow to white arrow. And then here's the hedge on the right side, so we cannot go this direction. We only can go this way and this way. Now we go to step 3, where we draw a development card. And we have one card left. It is the 10 p.m. hour, and it says, at 10 p.m. you feel a spark of hope, +1 to your health. Alright, so our health was coming in at 6. We'll add 1 to that, and we'll get a 7. So there we go. So we're heading outdoors. We got an attack of 3 with our machete. We still have the oil. Got a health of 7, and it is the 10 p.m. hour. So we go to step 4. Follow any instructions on the tile after the dev car has been resolved. There are no instructions on there. So we end that and we continue on. So what direction are we going to go? Step 1 says choose an exit door. In this case, an exit edge into a new room or a new yard. So we're going to go this direction. Step 2, if a new room or a new yard, draw and place an outdoor tile. So one grassy edge must meet another grassy edge. So we go ahead and grab our outdoor tile, and we have a yard. It's got a swing set and a slide and a bush. Looks all nice and pretty. So we're going to go ahead and place that there. Now, here's the hedge there, so we cannot place it like that because we would be going from an edge into a hedge. So we're going to go ahead and place it like this, so our hedges are kind of lined up. So we go there, and then step 3, we draw a development card. Well, once again, the development cards are out, so we go ahead and grab all the ones we used and the ones that we discarded, and we go ahead and give them a shuffle. And then when you're happy with the shuffle, just go ahead and discard 2 cards. So remember, we started with 9, now we're down to 7. And then, bottom left, our 10 p.m. hour, it now advances to 11. So we have 1 hour left to rid the world of zombies. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to draw our dev card. It is the 11 p.m. hour. And it says, 11 p.m., your soul isn't wanted here. -1 health. Alright, that's not that bad. So our health was 7, and we're going to drop it down to a 6. So there we go, our health is now a 6. And we go to step 4. Follow instructions, if any, on the tile after the dev card has been resolved. And there's no instructions on there, just a swing set, and a slide, and a bush. So we go back to the beginning of the turn sequence. Step 1, choose an exit door into a new room or a room already visited. Well, we want to search because time is running out. We want to search, we don't want to be going backwards. So we're going to go over here. So step 2, if a new room, which it is, draw and place an outdoor tile. One edge on the new tile must match the edge on the new tile. So we got a garden. So at the top is a hedge and it's got text on it. So it's one of these special rooms. And we're going to go ahead and we'll place it like that. Alright, so now what we're going to do is step 3. We're going to draw a development card. So we're going to draw it, and remember it is the 11 p.m. hour. And it says, 11 p.m., the smell of blood is in the air. Alright, well that was a pretty easy one there. Okay, and then we are on the garden, and step 4 says, follow instructions, if any, on the tile after the dev card has been resolved. And it says, on the garden, +1 health event here. Alright, so we get a +1 to our health. Our health is a 6, so we're going to increase that to a 7. There's our health. We're now at a 7. And we go back to the beginning of the outdoor turn sequence. So step 1, choose an exit edge into a new yard or a yard already visited. Well, we're still looking for that graveyard to get rid of this dang zombie totem, so we're going to go ahead and go over here. Step 2, if a new yard, draw and place an outdoor tile. Make sure that the edge of this one matches the edge of that one. And we have the garage. So we're going to go ahead and place it like, well, we can't, that's silly. I was gonna match up the hedges, but then the garage is gonna go right into the garden. So we're gonna we have to place it like this because we have hedges here and we can't stop it because we're going from one tile to the next. So we go here, so our garage is going out there. Maybe there's like a back alley here that's how they get out of the area. So we go to step 3, which is draw a dev card. And remember, we're at the 11 p.m. hour, and we got, 11 p.m. we got 6 zombies. So what the heck to do? What to do? Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a run for it. We don't want to fight them because we don't want to get hurt, you know. So in the rule book on page 6, there's the section called Running Away. So when you draw a dev card with zombies, you can choose to avoid combat by running through a door, well in this case a grassy edge, into any previously explored tile. So from the garage, we have to run this way into the garden because it is a previously explored tile. The zombies are going to swipe at you as you leave, taking away 1 health point. Now remember, you do not draw a dev card when coming into this new tile when you ran away. But instead of getting 1 damage, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use the oil. So we go ahead and splash down the oil behind us as we're trying to run away from these zombies. So now we have no more oil. And on page 7 is the listing of the items, and it says for oil, throw as you run away to avoid taking damage. Now we could combine it with a candle to kill all zombies on 1 tile without taking damage, but we do not have the candle. So we just threw the oil on the ground, and the zombies all slipped and slide and they fell down, and we got away without no damage, and the oil is gone because it is a one-time use item. Okay. Well, we are now in the garden, and we've got to keep going. So we go to the beginning of the turn sequence, and step 1. Oh, actually, you know what? Because we ran to the garden, we ended our turn at the garden. So it's not, the turn sequence isn't based on just the tile that you were started at. It's all over the place. So because we ended on the garden, step 4 says follow instructions, if any, on the tile after the dev card has been resolved. So, woohoo! We get health. We found some carrots, we ate them, so our health is going to go up 1, and now we're at an 8. So, definitely something you got to be aware of. Kind of tricky jumping around to different tiles and such. You got to remember, it's not the tile you start at, but it's the tile you end at. So our health is now at an 8. And now we end there. So now we go to the beginning of the turn sequence, and step 1 is choose an exit edge into a new area, or a new yard, or a yard already visited. Well, we don't want to go to these other places. It was actually nice in the garden because, you know, we got health, but we're going to go ahead and go right here. Step 2, if a new yard, draw and place an outdoor tile. Remember that the one that you draw has got to match this edge, so you can't put a hedge there. And then we get, alright, we get the graveyard. So we go ahead and we place the graveyard. How should we place that? We'll place it like this. So we now enter into the graveyard, and remember it does have text on there because it is a special room, or in this case a special yard. So resolve a new card to bury totem. So the first one is entering it. So step 3, we draw a dev card, and remember it is the 11 p.m. hour, and at 11 p.m. it says 6 zombies. Uh-oh. So we do our calculation, and 6 zombies minus the 3 attack we get from our machete is 3. And we take the 3 off of the health, so 8 minus 3 is 5. Oh, we're dropping pretty quick here. There we go, now we're at a 5. And now we go to step 4, follow instructions, if any, on the tile after the dev card. Alright, so now we got to draw ourselves another card because it says to resolve a new card to bury the totem. Now the bad thing about it is that if we get 5 points of damage, then we're going to die. Now that's not good. Now in the section for combat on page 5 and 6 in the rule book, at the end it says you can never lose more than 4 health points in one battle. Plus, you can never gain health points in combat. So let's go ahead and see what this last dev card has to offer for us. And we get, at the 11 p.m. hour, 4 zombies. So 4 zombies come around the hedge to try to attack us. The combat equation says 4 zombies minus our 3 attack for the machete. 4 minus 3 is 1. We have 5 health. 5 minus 1 is 4. This is looking good. This is looking good. We now have 4 health as we resolved our second dev card, which means that we have buried the zombie totem in the graveyard, and we have won the game. All zombies collapse and you've won. Yay! Woo! Alright, so that's what we have here. Zombie in my pocket. The world is saved. No more zombies out there? Or are there? Dum dum dum! Hello there, Jonathan here, and welcome back, and thank you for watching Zombie in My Pocket. I hope you enjoyed the video and now have a better understanding of the game. So what I like doing after the game is to go ahead and place down the rest of the tiles here to see what the house and the yard's going to look like. We've got ourselves sporadic hedges there and a long line of hedges now, and the garage is way across the yard to get to, but hey, as long as the graveyard's right next to the patio, everything's fine, I guess. What's really bad is that we got ourselves a bedroom here, and if we have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, we're going to have to get up, go through the family room, through the evil temple, the dining room, the kitchen, and finally get to the bathroom. Who builds these houses? No idea, no idea. So it looks like we did pretty good here, having a machete, doing some good damage there of 3, so it stopped the damage of the zombies and killing us, as our health ended up with a 4, where we started with a 6, but we did get all the way up to 8 because of the cowering, so we did pretty good. We were in the 11 p.m. hour here. We had 2 dev cards left, and there's 7 cards per hour, so that's about 8 minutes a card. So if you take the 2 remaining cards, which is 8 times 2 is 16, we ended up burying the totem at 11:44 p.m. Well, I hope you join me next time, as I've heard that there are more zombies right up the street.